Hey! So I feel like I start off every video being like, I'm so excited, but I really am so excited because I'm going to be playing with Cyborg Choir. This is from Adept Cosmetics and it is my first ever palette from Adept Cosmetics. I am so freaking excited. How many times can I say that? To be playing with this for the first time, trying the brand. Oh, look at, ooh, gorgeous. Anyways, we're gonna jump right into it, so stay tuned. All right, so here is the gorgeous palette. Oh, just having it in person is just amazing. This packaging is just so much more beautiful than I imagined. I've been wanting to try Adept Cosmetics for so long, but one, the palettes ain't cheap, but I can definitely say even just like looking at the packaging and not having played with the shadows yet, like I understand, I see the quality of like just work that goes into creating these palettes. Like they really are like collection pieces, and saying that, this is the only one I have, so I've never seen any of the other ones, but I imagine the same quality goes into all of the ones they do. It's this gorgeous like faux leather type of material. I love like the iridescent sort of color scheme to this. It's so gorgeous, and it has like Cyborg Choir, which is in this like raised like metal kind of, I don't know what you say, but it's raised, and it's sort of like a rainbowy reflect. And then on the back, it has Adept Cosmetics, and it's embossed in there. It's just really gorgeous, and just like the beautiful stitching that's all around. I am so amazed by this. Currently the palette is sold out, but according to their Instagram, it is planned to come back in May. They have labeled this saying that it is not a limited edition palette, so it's not only available for a limited time, so don't feel like rushed to have to go get it right away. Like, again, it's sold out right now anyways, but they are always working hard to work on restocks, so it will be back if you didn't get your hands on it the first go around. So just try to be patient, I guess. This retails for $121 Canadian. So I'm in Canada, so I figured if you're interested to know what it is in Canadian. I didn't pay for any special shipping, and I feel like it arrived like fairly quickly. It was really prompt. I got it right on launch day. And I just got it on like the 3rd, or yeah, I think the 3rd of April. So pretty quick. I was pretty happy with that. Trying to look at their website and everything, I couldn't find anything where it states exactly like how many like matte, like, well, obviously I can count how many mattes, but like how many of certain different finishes with the shimmers there are. Looking at the palette itself, like, so you can see that there are 5 gorgeous mattes, and then we have 10 beautiful shimmers, which do range from like multi-chromes to, I'm not sure if like all of them or if most of them, but I think possibly all of the shades are holographic, so that is really amazing. So it just has that beautiful, just, you know, hollow shimmer just throughout the whole shade. I just think I can't get over it. It's just so stunning. I'm just blown away. I'll have, of course, at some point during this inserted some swatches so you can see it. And then, not to show off too much, I don't know if you'll really be able to see it, but like on the mirror, maybe kind of in the light there, you can kind of see it has a bunch of like zeros and ones, which is like sort of like, I guess, like kind of a like code kind of thing. I see that, and for me it makes me think of an episode of Futurama with Bender, but that's just where my brain goes. Anyways, I just wanted to, yeah, come on here, play with this for the first time, get a feel for the brand. Like, I'm already, as we as I've gushed on about, I'm already super impressed and obsessed with just the aesthetic of the packaging and everything, and like looking at the shadows, but I have not touched them yet. So I want to dig in and play and see how these perform and just have some fun. So let's start creating. Okay, so I think I want to do like a just really structured cut crease kind of a look. I feel like it's been a little while since I've done something like that, so that's what I'm feeling. I think we're going to use quite a bit of the mats. Like there is only 5, so that's not the hardest thing to do, but I definitely want to use most of them, if not all of the mats. If I can find a brush I'm looking for, just to get a feel for them. So I'm going to grab a Melt Cosmetics tapered shadow brush. And we're going to first go into, synthetic sound wave, just like the deeper kind of burgundy purple shade. We're just going to dip in. I don't know how pigmented these are, kind of what the buildup is like, so we're going to learn together. I got a wig hair right in the middle. All right, we're going to take that and we're going to start placing that kind of right on the inner corner. We'll clean all that up after. This is laying down beautifully. Like I'm not dipping in super aggressively, and I feel like I'm getting quite a bit of pigment. I am dipping in back and forth just because I'd rather dip in lightly and build up the pigment than have it go overboard. All right, perfect. And then I don't know if I can grab like the same brush or something similar. Yes, I have another one of them. So it's the exact same brush, just a clean one, and we're gonna go into 77 or 77. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but it's like a nice deep kind of navy. I don't feel like I get too much like powder going off like when I tap off my brush, so that's nice. Hopefully that means there wouldn't be a lot of like fallout or anything. Oh my gosh, these mats are just so beautiful. I'm so impressed. I do know like one complaint that I hear quite often with these palettes is that they tend to do not very many mattes and then just so many shimmers. And I know like I've experienced that with Ensley Rain Cosmetics as well. And I know that can be a bit frustrating because sometimes it feels like you just don't have as much versatility with what you can do. But I don't know. I think that the colors they chose for this are just really beautiful. And I think there's going to be a lot that you can actually do with it. If you really just kind of work with it. So I think that's exciting. And then we're going to go in with the lighter purple, or it's like just more of like a different tone purple, but it is Robotic Fusion. Just that one right there. And we're going to go in with another Melt Cosmetics brush. This time it is a round transition. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of that. And we're going to attempt to use this to blend kind of all the way across. This is just blending out beautifully, at least especially so far with that first shade. Let's see how it blends with this navy. I might have to kind of go back and forth with this one a little bit more just to get them to blend together as nicely, but not bad. Just going back in with the blue with the same brush that we originally used just to re-intensify it, and then just try to lightly blend that into that purple. really like how that blended out. Had to go just back and forth a bit and just perfect that, but that's fine. I'm actually going to go back in with that very first shade too and just re-intensify that a little bit, because as I look at it, I feel like I lost a little bit of like the tone of that shade to the purple. So let's just go back in, and then I am going to do also just with this small Morphe packer brush, and I'm going to go in with, I think if I'm reading it right, Boring Circuit. It's almost like a deep charcoal. Like it doesn't really like look quite black to me, but just a nice deep. I'm just going to use that on the very outer corner. Probably took a little bit too much of it, so I'm going to go over the edge of that with some more of the blue, just to make sure I don't do too much. And that's just to make sure that there's a little bit more depth in the outer corner. Okay, so I cleaned up the lid, like I cut the crease, and then I added some base. I went in with my P. Louise Cosmetic base in 0, which is like the white, just to add a really nice clean base for the shimmers to go on. And then I topped that with some NYX glitter glue. Then I had to sit here and contemplate what direction I was going to go with the shimmers. There are just so many gorgeous shades in here. I think I decided that I want to go in with this like silvery to like blue, purple, just gorgeous shade here called Laser Lights. And then I think I also want to go in beside that a little bit with this beautiful shade here that is called Pixelated Pulse. Pixelated Pulse especially, I don't even know if I'll be able to have the camera pick it up, but it's just has so many hollow shimmers in there. It's just so stunning. So yeah, that's my plan. So I'm going to take the same brush I applied my NYX glitter glue with, and I'm first going to go into Laser Lights. I can say for sure, like you've obviously seen swatches already, but when I was trying to see what shimmer to go with, it was my first time touching the shimmers, and they're very like smooth shimmer formula. Almost kind of reminds me a lot of like what I've tried from like Glaminatrix, even some of like the multi-chromes from like Nomad Cosmetics. So yeah, if that makes a difference for what you think. If you haven't tried Adept Cosmetics yet and you're trying to figure out if you would like it, that is how the shimmers feel, just like super smooth and silky. So we're just going to go in, and we're going to go in on the inside, like inner corner, just like that. Definitely feel like I can try to go in a bit heavier with this. It's not, the first swipe, it wasn't really having as much impact, especially compared to like just how it's swatched. So I don't know if these are potentially shimmers that apply a bit better with your finger, which isn't an uncommon thing. Really beautiful shade though. Sorry, I hope that I'm not bringing the mirror in the way. Oh, so gorgeous. And it layers up really nicely. All right, we're gonna flip the brush over and go into Pixelated Pulse. And we're gonna start stamping that on the little bit of the lid that we have left. I don't think you necessarily like had to. I think I could have blended the mattes into that other shade nicely too, but it was more so I wanted to be able to use a couple shimmers. I'm just gonna go back in with laser lights just to make sure that those are blending. And then before oh, I guess I can't zoom, hold on. There is hopefully a better look at the shimmers. Absolutely gorgeous. I thought I could zoom in closer with this camera, but apparently I can't. But hopefully that gives you a better idea, wig adjustment, to how they look. Then I'm going to go in with this brush and a little bit more of that like charcoal boring circuit. And I keep like looking at that name just to be like, am I reading it right? Just because sometimes I have a tendency to only see a few of the letters and then kind of just start reading off the word differently, like I did with the palette itself. I accidentally was calling it Cyborg Choir at first, but it is Cyborg Choir. It happens, right? We're just going in with the mattes just to make sure that they blend into the shimmers nicely. And so I went in with the charcoal, and then I'm even taking a little bit of the navy just on the edge of that, just going into that shimmer, just so it's as seamless as possible. Okay, we're gonna go in with Nightshade Gel Liner from Melt Cosmetics. We're so surprised, said absolutely nobody. And I'm gonna take that on a little, I say little, it's a normal size angled brush. This is just one from Morphe. I'm gonna put this on my waterline / lash line. Try not to make a huge mess, but I feel like I am anyways. And then I'm going to first take this sort of flat pencil brush. It's from Luxie. It's a 151 mini flat. And I'm going to go into that synthetic sound wave, that very first shade we used. It's sort of like the burgundy purple. I'm going to go with that in the front. Blend that out a bit. And then I'm going to take another pencil brush. This is from Melt Cosmetics. I can't, yeah, it's just Melt Cosmetics pencil. And we're going to go into shade 77, the deep navy. Go along for that. Something like that. And then I'm going to take another small blending brush, but I'm not going to put any product on it. And we're just going to go along the edge and just make sure everything's blending smoothly. And go back in and add a tinge more purple right there. Yeah, something like that. All right, happy with that. I also took some small, like just small, I don't even know what they are. They're just like small detail brushes. There's like no names on them. And I went in with each synthetic sound wave and 77 just in the respective spots to deepen up and redefine the shadowing right above like the cut crease, because I just feel like with all the blending and then when I cleaned it up, I just lost a bit of that depth and it just seemed kind of flat. So that's always something you can do after when you do your cut crease, is you can always go back in and just like with a really nice like whether it's an angle brush, some sort of detail brush, and just re-add in a little bit of pigment gently, just to re-add some depth, because it just makes a huge difference, in my opinion, on how the cut crease looks. It really makes the lid pop more, and I just think it makes everything seamless. So yeah. Anyways, last really thing kind of before we finish off the complete look, I'll go repeat on the other eye, is I want to do something in the inner corner. I had debated taking this shade here, which is 7. I can't tell if it's like, I guess it's like a yellowy green. I really like it, whatever kind of shade it is. At first I kind of thought it was like sort of a light chartreuse, but the more I look at it, I'm like, maybe it's more of a yellow. But anyways, I thought about doing that, but I just don't know how I feel about that with this look. So I think actually I'm going to take the shade Digital Harmony, and I'm going to take that just on, actually I was going to do my pinky, but I really don't want to get messy everywhere. So I'm going to take this small like flat round brush. It's from Morphe, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that on this, and we're gonna place that on the inner corner. Wow, this shade has quite a bit of like hollow sparkle to it. Again, I'm not really sure, like I keep saying like, oh, this, each shade's got so much holographic shimmer to it. Meanwhile, I think like potentially each of like all the shades are holographic shimmers. But whatever the case may be, it is stunning. I almost used this all over my lid, but it's the kind of shade I always sort of gravitate towards, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. Okay, finished look. What do we think? I love how this turned out. I am so obsessed with this palette. I've only used it once, so I know I'm probably jumping the gun, but I can already tell with the way it performed, this is going to be so much fun to work with, and I just am so excited to have finally tried Adept Cosmetics. Oh my gosh. To talk about makeup details, I am wearing a combination of Unearthly Cosmetics Satin Liquid Lip in Diana. Absolutely adore this shade. I did put a base of the Perfectionist Lip Pencil from Melt Cosmetics in Caffeine down, but I mostly covered it with the liquid lip, so I don't know how much of that is peeking through. These are some Ioni lashes. I had already had on some of the Moon Prism blush palette from Lunar Beauty. Love this. I went in with this beautiful shade here called Stargaze. And then I also put on a little bit of the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Noctilucent highlight palette. I went in with this gorgeous shade here, which is called Phenomena. It's just sort of a beautiful, like peachy, pinky, shifty, sparkly gorgeousness. So I thought it would go well with this look. I am just so happy, so excited. I'm really impressed with how this performed. This gets me really excited to hopefully try more from the brand one day. I'm not sure when, because one, there's a lot of other brands that I want to try, other brands that I want to try more of. So who knows? We'll see. But I am really, really happy with this. I can't wait to do more. Maybe soon I can do a 3 looks 1 palette with this one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Just some ways you can help my channel. You can like the video, comment down below, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to check me out on my other socials as well. Spooky Mama Glam on Instagram and TikTok. I do post more content on those as well, Instagram in particular. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this and just play with a new to me brand and a new released palette. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Catch you next one. Bye!